Now let's bring you developments now from the Central African Republic, because this past weekend an ex-militia leader turned member of parliament was handed over to the International Criminal Court to stand trial. Alfred Yekatom is the first CAR national to appear before the court in relation to a period of violence which destabilized the region. Now, it started in 2013 when the Seleka, a coalition of predominantly Muslim fighters, overthrew the government, prompting retaliatory attacks by Christian vigilante groups called Anti-Balaka. Now, Yekatom is accused of commanding around 3,000 members of the Anti-Balaka, which carried out systematic attacks against Muslims. The charges include murder, deportation, torture, persecution, and recruitment of child soldiers, among others. Well, I'm now joined from Jerusalem by Nick Kaufman. He's an international lawyer who has represented clients at the ICC. Thanks for taking time to talk to us on the program. This must be quite a case. What sort of evidence would the ICC have to forward, really, in order for them to have a solid case?
Well, normally in these types of cases, Sophie, what the prosecution starts off with is victims' complaints which are sourced from human rights reports. Thereafter, if they're pursuing the prosecution, as one normally does at these institutions, they would acquire evidence from what is termed in the trade insider witnesses. These would be people who were close to Yekatom, let's say his subordinates. A number of them are actually mentioned in the arrest warrant itself.
Now, Yekatom is the first to be brought before the International Criminal Court, but many would be asking, what about the others, you know, on the Seleka side of things?
Well, this is not a secret. The prosecutor, Fatou Bensouda, has devoted 2 teams to investigating the situation in the Central African Republic. One which is investigating crimes committed by the so-called Anti-Balaka, and one which is devoted to investigating crimes committed by the so-called ex-Seleka. It's also anticipated, there's no secret about this either, that she will be seeking further arrest warrants against additional members of the Anti-Balaka and also of the ex-Seleka.
Now, you are part of the legal team for Jean-Pierre Bemba. Do you think the credibility of the ICC on the continent still stands?
Well, first of all, I should clarify I'm a former lawyer for Jean-Pierre Bemba. And when we talk about the credibility of the ICC, I think what people normally mean is the accusation, maybe the unfair accusation, that the ICC targets Africa and Africans. With respect to the allegation of targeting Africa, well, there have been a lot of cases in the past where African leaders have self-referred situations in their own country, the prime example being President Yoweri Museveni of Uganda, who referred the situation in the north of his country involving Joseph Kony and the LRA. And with respect to the allegation which is sometimes made of impartiality or lack of impartiality, well, that's it's a bit hard to accuse the prosecution of being a rubber stamp or rubber stamping the desires of the international community, given acquittals in recent years of Ruto, Kenyatta, and Jean-Pierre Bemba.
All right, Nick Kaufman, we have to leave it there, but thank you for your thoughts on this important story. Thank you. This is Focus on Africa from BBC World News. Still to come, sports. It's arrest day at the African Women's Cup of Nations. Find out why the Ghana coach is not happy with his team despite them winning their first game.